and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own DIY versatile mount for the GoPro camera. So the good thing about this mount, as the name says, it's very versatile. So it can be mounted on things like handlebars or seat posts as well as roll bars, but not only just tubular things, it can be mounted to square things as well, which is a big advantage. So I'm going to show you how to make this mount and then you can use it. Okay, so these are the things you're going to need to make your camera mount. Firstly, your camera, obviously, the GoPro with possibly an elbow mount. You're also going to need one of these two things. Either the surf mount, I think this is the fin plug mount, it's the one I'm going to use to make it, just because I'm probably never going to use it. Or if you've got a spare of the regular quick release mount, you can use that as well. You're also going to need a hose clamp. I've got this one which has a key on it, so it's a bit easier to use, and this larger one that it's got the Phillips head to tighten it. And the last thing you're going to need is some padding for the mount, and I'm using a piece of inner tube, so it's just a piece of rubber. You could use a piece of foam as well if you want. The tools you'll need to build the camera mount with is a drill with a small drill bit, a saw, I'm using a hacksaw, and a file and some sandpaper. So the first thing you're going to have to do is drill 4 holes, or about 4 holes, across here. So chain drill them across there. So setting up in a vise. Hit the drill. Just drill 4 holes. Just check you got it nice, and you're gonna have to repeat that until you get it the same width as hose clamp. So I think it's about 3 holes. Okay, so the chances that you got your holes right the first time, pretty unlikely, so you might have to ream the hole out just by sort of applying pressure sideways with the drill. So just keep doing that until you get a sort of slot the whole way through, the right size to fit the hose clamp through. Okay, to help ream out the slot, I'm going to cut away these ridges where the slot comes through, and that should help a bit. So basically just cut out a groove there, and that should allow us to cut the hole out easier. Alright, so now we've reamed out the slot big enough so that we can fit the hose clamp through it, and just got to make the final adjustments on the mount so that we can use it. So now we're just going to cut away these this gap here so that it's the same width as the hose clamp, and that will just allow more room so that it can bend around the mount. So just cut out the gap. And we'll just file that down. the right size. Perfect. And then do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so now we've allowed clearance on both sides to allow the hose clamp to go through. And next thing we're going to do is chop off the plug mount. I think this is this bit here. So you want to cut it nice and flush with the base, and then we're just going to file it and make it nice and smooth. Just file the bottom of this. And to get it really nice and smooth, just run it over some sandpaper. Okay, so that is pretty much it. Now we're just going to stick on the padding onto the bottom, and then we can start using it. So then to make the padding for it, just place the mount on top and using a ballpoint pen trace around the base. Looks like that, and then cut that out with some scissors. So I'm just going to use a hot glue gun to glue the mount to the padding. And that should be it. So now you're ready to put the mount together, and it's pretty simple. Just slip the hose mount through. You've got to straighten it out a bit. So slip that through, and you got to bend it around, and just push it in there so it can catch on the thread, and then tighten it up. And to give you an example of how it works, I'll use this PVC pipe. So it just fits on over the top like that, and then tighten it up, and there is the mount. Pretty simple.